Ah, yes, we're here. It's me, Paul Hotspur Hippie. Joining me is Amir, and it's North London Derby Day. 110 years of angst and rivalry since those clowns moved up to our neck of the woods from Plumstead, of all places. It wasn't even in London, let alone North London. It used to be in Kent, but they've made London bigger just to make them feel better about where they came from. 110 years. And about 90 years since they stopped us from getting in the first division. And today, I'm not having it. It's Revenge Day. How are you feeling, Amir? Are you pumped?
Do you know what? Since that final whistle against Sheffield, I've been waiting for today. I have just been buzzing every day. Last night, I told the missus I woke up this morning. I couldn't even sleep last night. I was up every hour. I was just absolutely buzzing for this one. And what a pleasure it is going into a North London derby, playing the way we do, under Ange, attacking football, going at teams. Yeah, it's just been a real pleasure to see so far this season. So absolutely up for this one today, Paul. How about yourself? How are you feeling about it all?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. It's it's a different feeling, isn't it? Like last year, well, we didn't show up. Let's be honest, we didn't show up. And now a lot of the time at the Emirates, we don't show up. So what do you think will be the difference between, the last, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, 13 years or whatever? I mean, I barely remember ever being to a game where I beat Arsenal. It's the only time I remember one is 1987 at Highbury, where Clive Allen scored in a 1-0 goal. What is it about this fixture, especially at Highbury, that's caused us a bit of problems, and how are we going to get around it this time?
Well, do you know what it is, Paul? I think when you're on their turf, whether it was at Highbury or whether it's at the Emirates, you've always got that fan factor and the supporters behind you. And I think that is what always kind of just pushes them over the line. Even though we may come into the game with a better team or being in the better form, it doesn't really matter on Derby Day. It's about the atmosphere that is going to be created in there. It's going to be hostile towards our fans, towards our team. We got to go in there very strong mentally to try and go and get the win. So when you're looking at it, we haven't won since we did them in the Emirates. What was that? 2010, 12 was it? Somewhere a
Something like
long, a long time ago. Long time ago. So we really do have to come out guns blazing for me today to try and knock them off the ball, harass them, try and be as physical as possible. Players like Romero, players like Mickey Van der Ven, absolutely vital today. So it's going to be a very tricky one. It's going to be a very tricky one, that's for sure.
So, have you watched much of Arsenal this year? Because I have, and I'd rather watch cheese go off in my fridge. Um, some reports have been saying that sounds a bit like us last year, where at the beginning of the season we were just not playing great, but we were just getting the odd result here and there. And our downfall was when we went to Highbury and they spanked us. Have you seen much of them this year?
I've kept a close eye on what they're doing. I haven't seen whole games, but I've seen the highlights of them. I think the best they've looked so far was probably that PSV game in the Champions League. They were knocking it about very well and taking their chances well in that game. From what I've seen in the Premier League, they haven't been playing the best of football, but they've still been getting the results and getting the points they need. So that in itself is a bit of a worry. But to be honest with you, Paul, I think they're there for the taking. The, the way
Yes.
we play football, the attacking style that we have, the pace. If you're looking at Solomon, Sonny, you got Kulu there on the right. He's been finishing his chances. You've got Saar, you've got Madison, you've got Bissouma in the middle there to power up against Rice and boss that middle. I think they're there for the taking, and I think it's vital that from the first minute, from that whistle, that we go at them and we really, really harass them. We knock them off the ball. We're as physical as we can be, and hopefully, we can take our chances. Because we've got to be clinical at the end of the day. So, against Sheffield, we saw what happens when you don't finish your dinner. Eventually, they get one chance and they score, and then we're put under huge pressure. So, we've got to be clinical in front of goal today.
That's the thing, though. Like in all our games, it's like even when teams have come at us, they've only managed to sort of keep it up for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Maybe Man United, I'll be a bit more generous and give them 40 minutes. No, I'll give them 35, sod it. But at the end of it, we can't be stopped. Even Sheffield United, they kept us out for 100 minutes and they still couldn't withhold us. A lot of people in Fleet Street meathead hack circles or former ex-players that some of them even play for Spurs that are a bit average, have really said that only maybe Heung-min Son from Tottenham side could get into Arsenal's 11. I just can't see that myself with the strength we've got. What do you reckon, man?
Oh, that's got to be nonsense. You know what I mean? That's yeah, they're having you on there. You know, I think Yves Bissouma walks into not only Arsenal, but I think he walks into any midfield in the country, really, to be honest with you. Any of the top teams, I think Yves Bissouma would walk in there. You're looking at a player like Romero, World Cup winner, absolute beast there in defence. Yeah, we've got a few players that would, you know, definitely get in there for sure.
Well, I'll paraphrase an old darts commentator, Sid Waddell, and say, if Yves Bissouma walked into town, Clint Eastwood would walk out of the side. And I think that sums up that guy. I mean, how many man of the matches? He's going to have to
He's been
go down
phenomenal.
IKEA.
He's been phenomenal, honestly. You know, it's not just, you know, he's a man transformed. You know, Conte, obviously, we don't know what was going on there, but just didn't fancy him, didn't want to play him. And he's come into Ange's team and he's just been a man transformed, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you know, and just playing absolutely scintillating football. You know, no one can get him off the ball. Someone's just put in the chat there, is he Dembele 2.0? I think he might even be Dembele
Could be
3.0
better.
for extra bit of spice. You know, he's unbelievable. And who knows, maybe he can get his name on the score sheet today. That'd be fantastic.
Well, someone has probably. Oh, hang on. Dave's just popped in. Hello, you ready, Dave? Here he comes. Here he
Hey,
comes. Hang on. Here we go. All right. Here we go. We got a professional in now. Here we go. Here we
hey,
go.
there he
Let me,
is.
let, let
There
me
he
just
is.
swap these around. There we go. There we go. Welcome, Governor.
Oh no, appreciate it. Look, only brief appearance from me today, but look, sorry. First of all, I want to apologize for being late. I was just wrapping up things on my end. I was just sitting there having a good old sing song, absolutely enjoying life as well. But look, big game today, boys. Right, heading into the Lions' Den. This is what football is all about. These derby games, and me. I thrive off the ones away from home. I love going into the Lions' Den, everyone against us and turning the script. And for me, I do think this year, hopefully, will be slightly different. Change in leadership, change in mentality going into the game. A lot of players that are new around here that haven't been beaten up away at the Emirates. There's a lot that could go in our favour today. I'm absolutely pumped and buzzing for today's game. But look, Paul, I'll let you continue on, my man, because I don't even know where you're at or what you've talked about.
Oh, I was just talking old rubbish, mate. I'll just show you something. It's on Tottenham's Twitter, and like one of my little hobbies is I like seeing this thing called urban exploration, where these rapscallions, they'll go around abandoned shopping malls and places like that and just document it. And I don't know, but that corner flag at Arsenal's kind of got that dilapidated, straggly, needs a lick of paint feel. It looks terrible, that, doesn't it?
All the colours faded. It's disgusting. It's
It looks
disgusting.
sorry. It looks like it's feeling sorry for itself.
It's like with butcher shops, they have that grass. They put grass up and make the meat look a bit redder. I reckon those seats in the stand have all gone like off pink, like I don't know,
What is,
three-day
Sean,
old steak.
what it is, Paul, it's an actual reflection of how their stadium's going to be after 80 minutes today. Because, we're Arsenal fans, win or lose, we know they like to leave early to try and beat traffic. But especially if we're beating them, I just think that's a realistic picture of how empty it's going to be for the last 10 minutes after we beat them into surrender.
Yeah, man. Now, something that I'm quite excited about is the matchup between Udogie and Saka. I think the only thing that's going to slow Doggy down is the ghosts of all the players he's dispatched in his pockets, but he's so fleet of foot, I don't think that's going to be a problem for him. How do you reckon he's going to match up, Amir?
Do you know what? I think Doggy is just going to absolutely silence Saka. I think he hasn't had the greatest of starts to the season, Saka, and Doggy's just, he's taken to his position unbelievably well. Fantastic start for us. Going forward, defending, the kid can do pretty much everything. And at his age, the sky's the limit for him. And if he can prove himself here today against Saka and do a job on him, which I think he's going to do, I think he's going to keep him nice and quiet, not let him have get those balls in, not let him have any joy down that side. I'm really excited to see how Udogie will do. And one of the things that I most want in this world at the moment is to dance with Udogie. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking to do right now. Like if I get a chance, that will make my life complete. A little dance with Udogie, that's for sure.
Mira, I think you'll have to get in line, brother. I think there's a long list. But look, when it comes to Udogie, for me, the big dog. I mean, I think he's absolutely going to have Boom Saka in his pocket, to be honest with you. Look, Saka's had it very easy the last few years. Sessilong, Davies, Perisic, people like that, right? Perisic isn't even a left back. He's had it very, very easy. And also, that left side was very, very weak last year. This year, it's different, right? Saki's a good player. I'll give him that. But Udogie is the best left back in the league, and nobody has got any change out of him. Nobody has got any joy out of him. And for me, I think he not only does he have the pace to keep up with Saka, but he also has the physicality as well. And for me, I think that's a big plus for us going into this derby. If we can keep him quiet along that side, because he's been hugely influential for them down the years. I think we have a really good chance. Look, there could be a case where Arteta might actually switch Saka off to the right-hand side because that's where a lot of teams have targeted us, right? Brentford target down that side, Man United target down that side, Bournemouth got their joy down that side, Burnley got their joy down that side. So that's where we will be targeted. So it'll be interesting to see where Arteta puts Saka. But my God, I do hope it's up against Destiny Udogie because he will not get any joy. And look, even if he does cut inside him once on the odd occasion, you've got Mickey van der Ven there to help him and cover him out. So, I think between the two of them, they can certainly neutralize Saka today.
Well,
yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Dave. I agree.
Now, I was just asking me earlier about this nonsense about none of our players getting into an Arsenal team. But the way I see midfield is I think we're just going to run them over. It's going to be like a monster truck derby out there. How do you, I know you've got a special circle of Hades reserved for Declan Rice, David, but how do you see it shaping up in midfield today?
Look, first of all, the guy's a traitor, right?
Here we go. Yes, man.
First of all, right? Wore the Republic of Ireland jersey, kissed the badge, and then decided, no longer for me, I'll go and represent England. But not only that, he came through the Chelsea ranks with Mason Mount, then moved to West Ham, and now Arsenal. So he's worn nearly every other jersey around London, bar the Tottenham jersey. So there is no loyalty in that guy whatsoever. And to be honest with you, hopefully the likes of Maddison, Basuma, and Papa Sarr can turn Declan Rice into rice cakes. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Then you go on to that cheap cleaning product. Odegaard, everyone's raving about this guy. Don't get me wrong, right? He's good. I watched him against Ireland up at the Aviva for Norway. He was very, very good that day, and I gave him all the stick I possibly could. But everyone's going on about him. But what about Maddison, right? August Premier League Player of the Month. How can he not get into any combined 11? It's absolutely a joke. How can you not put the best player that month into a combined 11? Nonsense. This is the problem with them guys, right? They go around acting like they own this place. But look, partly because we let them. We rock up to the Emirates already defeated. Fans already defeated. Someone like me who doesn't care about that. I'll always front up for a derby game. I'll get told, oh, but Dave, why are you doing this? What if we lose? Okay, grand. I'll deal with it when we lose. I love it. I'll take it. But we should not be going in there with a defeatedness attitude because we wonder why they walk around acting the way they do. We wonder why they sit there going, no Spurs players are getting to combined 11s. So we're going in there with a different mentality today. And look, the midfield battle will be fascinating. I think we're getting back to old style football where you win the midfield battle, you go on to win the game.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. Well, obviously, because I'm a one-eyed Spurs fan. What do you think? There's going to be a difference in the approach between this derby game and previous, maybe less successful ones from Ange Postecoglou's side? Do you think he'll attach more meaning to this, or how do you think he's going to get the players up for the game where we haven't done well in the past, Amir?
Do you know what? I don't think he's going to need to do anything. I think that the vibes that he's bringing, the way he is, he's just going to treat this like any other game. He's going to say to them, look, lads, you know, you've been doing it so far. You've been playing the way I want you to play. Go out there, do what you know how to do, play the football that you want to play, be brave on the ball, be brave with your decision making. You know, if there's a ball to be played, you know, the fact that he loves that ball to be played forward, honestly, it's a breath of fresh air. I absolutely love it. You know, my friends know it about me. There's one thing I can't stand in football. It's sideways football and going backwards. It absolutely drives me crazy. So I think he's going to go in there, same mentality as all the other matches. And, you know, with the players we've got, the talent that's there, the pace in that team, the pace coming off the bench. Oh, we've lost Paul. Hopefully he'll be back there in a sec.
He'll be back.
Yeah. So with all that there, David, you know, I think we really are going to just go at them. And, you know, I think we've got enough talent and quality there to get over the line today. You know,
I think so, man.
Feeling about it all.
I think so. I think that's the difference this year and years gone by. I think, you know, you look at Tottenham, it's the way we play, it's the style of play. The win against Sheffield United, it would have served two things. It would have given us maybe, you know, a bit of a reality check because we could have very easily lost it, but also that camaraderie that it's built heading into this North London derby, it's something special. But the approach is different than years gone by. Years gone by, we've gone in there looking to contain them, playing defensive football, looking to play on the counter. And when you combine that with the weak leadership we've had over the last few years, it's a recipe for disaster. When you look at it now, and this is what I've always argued about Don Paratici's recruitment, we've now got young, hungry players with the mindset of they want to go in there and upset the apple cart. And that's all down to Postecoglou, how he's approaching this game. He's already said, I will not change, which means if Arteta changes today, he's scared of Tottenham Hotspur. And Andrew's already won that psychological battle that he's gone in there playing his way. And if you can win that, and that proves to be the case, I think we go on to win the game. Look, the first 20 minutes is going to be tough, right? Arsenal, they're going to look to use the crowd. They're going to look to use that energy and try and come on as for 20 minutes. In years gone by, that would have played a factor because we would have sat back and probably would have gone 1 or 2 down. However, this time we ain't sitting back. We're going to press them. And if we can, upset them and turn that ball over and keep the ball for the first 20 minutes, that takes them out the game. Also, we're a second half team. You know, our best performances under Postecoglou have come in the second half, and also under Antonio Conte for the last year and a half before that, we were a second half team. If we get this into 0-0 at halftime, or we're drawing at halftime, we win the game 100%. But the approach is the biggest thing I think will make the difference. What about you, Paul?
Oh, is he frozen?
I think he's frozen. I'm not sure whether he probably just has a picture up like that. He's sitting there lying on the couch, chilling out.
That is the most perfect freeze I've ever seen as well. It's perfect.
I don't know what's going on. I think his internet's gone. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, here he is.
My PC couldn't hold out, so this is going to be an issue when the lineups come out. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it very easily. So can you stick around at least to the lineups come out, Dave?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Now speaking of lineups, bit of debate, but good debate. Not oh no who we're going to play. It's like, oh, we've got options up front. Do we go with someone like Son up the middle because maybe Arsenal will be a bit more advanced up the pitch and maybe Richarlison is better at teams that like to park the bus a bit? Let me guess him here. You'd like to see Solomon playing, wouldn't you? I'm all right.
Of course. Not only do I want to see Solomon start, I want to see Solomon get on the score sheet. He's got goals in him. I think this would be the perfect game for him to get on the score sheet. You know, I'm absolutely buzzing for him. If it's his first North London derby start, I'll be absolutely delighted. But as well as Solomon, I would love to see one of the new boys get on the score sheet. You know, the Udogis coming in, your Madisons, even, you know, Mickey van der Ven coming in on one of the corners and nicking a goal. I would be absolutely buzzing for one of those lot to get a goal for us today.
Absolutely.
I love seeing like Van der Ven's command of the pitch because he is massive. He's
huge.
like how old is he? 22, is he?
22, 23, yeah.
22, 23, but he's got such great awareness of the game and his tackling. Like his legs almost go through the other player. He doesn't like foul them or anything, and he gets the ball. But just on fouling, Romero, I think he's maybe done one foul so far this year. And last week, where there was about 25 yellow cards given out, which is an amazing thing in 11-a-side football, Romero didn't get one. What's changed? Has anything changed in him this year, Dave?
Look, it's the partnership. Look, I think he's more focused as well. I think last year there was an element that maybe, he had one eye on the World Cup. I think Argentina knew going into that they were preparing for the final. Even injured players have traveled over before in the qualifications to have that camaraderie. So I think he had one eye distracted on that for sure. But look, for me, Paul, it comes down to the partnership, right? With Eric Dyer, he couldn't trust the guy. That's why you see
I forgot about him. I completely blanked Eric Dyer from my mind, man.
Sorry to bring him up today, right? But centre back, centre midfield, it's all based on partnership, communication. Okay, I'm going to do this, you covering behind me, speaking to each other. That wasn't there. But also, that's why Romero went out and was taking players out. Because how many times, if he didn't do it, they'd just be on our goal. How many times last year did those positions get the ball, work it from their end all the way up to ours, and get a shot on goal unchallenged? The only one that was putting in challenges was with Romero. So it's very easy to call him out for his aggression when he's the only one showing it. And that, for me, is the difference. And I've always argued, I think the conversations over him over the summer were absolutely nonsense. He's the only one out there that was out there trying to stop people down, actually doing his job. Since Mickey Van der Ven has come in, they speak to each other, they communicate, they help each other. But not only that, Van der Ven doesn't always need to give the ball to Romero for an out ball. He can do it himself as well. He can take that responsibility. So you're not putting everything on Romero all the time. And for me, I'm just glad that, we've managed to keep him around here this summer, because I've always argued, I think Romero's absolutely world class. When you look at what he has to offer in terms of defensive abilities, he's old school, right? He gets stuck in, but in the modern day, wins the ball the way you need to do it without giving away free kicks. And on the ball, which doesn't get spoken about enough, he's absolutely sensational. I think, the guy can pin passes over the top for Sonny, like we've seen, or he can get on the ball and run with it, or he can play, simple passes to people. And for me, I think that's been the biggest difference, is the partnership that he's got beside him. He trusts them. And when you trust someone, that partnership will 9 times out of 10 always work. Before that, you didn't trust Dyer. It's that simple.
I think it makes a big difference as well that every time Romero kicks it to midfield, it goes up the pitch. Instead of, if I was Romero and then you kick it to Skip and you just get it straight back first touch, or they stand on it and then give it back, I'd be kicking people's legs all over the place as well. Now, Amir, interesting thing. Today, a lot of Spurs fans' first choice for keeper at the beginning of the window was David Raya. Whether he's Arsenal's number one or not, because, Arteta's such a football genius. He likes to muck around with goalkeepers and substitute them. Have you been happy with Vicario so far? Do you think he's more than a match for Raya, or did we do it on the cheap?
Do you know what? I've been more than happy with Vicario. I've been delighted with his performances so far. I think he's been brilliant. He hasn't really put a foot wrong in my eyes. All the stops that, you'd expect him to make, he's made. And he's made a few more spectacular ones. Oh, is that the lineup out?
Oh, man.
Lineups are out. So, the lineup is
Johnson.
Vicario in goals, Pedro Porro at right back with Romero Van der Ven in centre back with Edoji at left back, so unchanged across the back line. Basuma Sarr, Madison in midfield, unchanged. Kulusevski. Well, it'd be interesting to see where Kulusevski plays. Is it the left or the right? Son up front and captain, with Brennan Johnson in. Huge talking point, which we'll get onto. Fraser Forrester, Emerson Royale, the guy who shall not be named, a.k.a. Moonhead, Davies, Skip, Højbjerg, Solomon, Richarlison, and Veliz all make the bench. Now, look, with Veliz, he did play I think it was 20 minutes. I watched the game. I should know. 20 minutes against Colchester, and he had 4 chances, clear-cut chances, and every single one of them he just hit straight at the keeper. So he does have work to do in the finishing department. However, at least he was getting in the right places, and that's what matters the most. The finishing will come. But look, guys, the big talking point is Brennan Johnson. Paul.
Yeah, I mean, that's exciting, isn't it? I mean, it's always exciting. That's what, last year it was like, I don't know, it was like a wake or something, waiting for the lineup to come out because you knew he was going to be playing, and it was always turgid. But this year it's like it's like opening presents on Christmas Day or something like that. It's brilliant. So, look, I think Johnson looked really nice and lively last week. Nice little cameo. Scored a goal. I don't care what the ref or VAR said. It was a bloody good goal. I'm excited, man. I'm excited about that. I think Kulu, is he going to be on the left then?
Where does Johnson play though, right? Does he play up front? Does he play on the right? Does he play on the left?
Well, if we don't know, how's Arsenal going to know? I reckon Arsenal are going to be looking at that lineup, scratching their Neanderthal heads, Oh man, what do you reckon of me? I obviously your guy Solomon, he's on the bench, man. We've got to rotate. We've got to rotate. What do you reckon?
Look, I'm happy for Johnson to get the start. I think when he came on, he looked very, very bright against Sheffield. So I'm happy to see him come in. For me, there's competition for places, which is fantastic in our squad. So hopefully he can come in, maybe nick a goal. Use his pace against White, and really rip him to shreds. So I'm happy to see, him come in. Obviously, I'd still want my man Solomon to come on, maybe, nick a goal, coming off the bench. That'd be fantastic. But in general, I think that lineup is very, very strong, and I can see, us winning those vital battles in the midfield as well. We're looking very strong. Bissouma, Sarr, Maddison. Up against Rice, Rice is gonna get eaten up all day, So I'm really looking forward to this one, guys. I'm absolutely buzzing.
Now I tell you what, Ange Postecoglou, he's a cunning old bugger, man, because he was asked about Valise during the week, and the question was along the lines of, he's not going to. You said he was not going to feature until really out of January, and Postecoglou didn't really. Now I reflect on it, he didn't really say no, he's not going to play, but he didn't say yes, he's going to play. Now I know Ange's attitude towards young players is stick them in, because if you find out they're crap, then not to waste any more time on them. But they're not under pressure. You can just go out there. You don't have to, score 10 goals or anything like that. You do have time. Are you surprised there by Valise being on the bench, David?
I am and I amn't, right? The reason why I'm not is because you've had Perisic out with the ACL, right? Gill isn't back yet. So, we're limited. Our numbers in the forward area are starting to dwindle a little. So I'm not surprised in that regard that there is room on the bench for another forward attack-minded player. However, watching the game against Colchester the other night, Sunsup, Bell and Donnelly, they're the two. One of them deserved for me to be on the bench today ahead of Valise. Valise came in, looked good, didn't give the ball away. But like I said, that finishing wasn't there. And I don't think he'll feature today. But I do think someone like Donnelly or Sunsup Bell, who took the game to Colchester, by the way, a Colchester team that bet Pochettino in the cup, that played against the likes of Dyer, Davies, Session, people like that, and bet us, Gedson Fernandez, people like that, and bet us. Our kids went out and slapped them 5-0. And we should never, ever tolerate what we've seen in some of these competitions in years gone by, when our kids are going out and slapping these guys 5-0. Jamie Donnelly left the game with 2 goals and a couple of assists as well. Absolutely unbelievable on the night. Took the game to them. Sunsup Bell, trouble all night long, playing on the right-hand side, even though he's a natural striker. Donnelly played in the cam. He can play left, right, up front, centre mid if needed. He's done that for the under-21s. So me personally would have much rather seen one of them on the bench, because I think they deserve it, than someone like Valise, who looked good, but the finishing wasn't there, and something that needs to be worked on, in my opinion. But look, that is it from me. I do have to go over and start getting my watch along. together. I want to say a massive, thank you to Paul and Amir for today for carrying this. I'm well aware I was late as well, so I apologise for that. And look, my North London derby prediction, I'm going to go Tottenham 3-1 today. I think we
Whoa!
Come on, that's the spirit, lad. Come on.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
I can't wait. Everybody, if you like what my input or anything like that, you can find me over at the Irish Hotspur. Also, make sure you show plenty of love to Paul Hotspur, the Hotspur hippie, and also Amir as well at Israel Uncovered. But guys, that's it from me. I'll speak to most of you again very soon. All you guys in the chat, hopefully I'll see you throughout the week or even after tonight when we win at that toilet ball. Come on, you Spurs. See y'all soon. Big Ange, we trust.
Come on, Tottenham. Come on.
Don't run away. Don't run away. It's still me and Amir. We're here for another 22 minutes. There's about 1,000. Excuse me. What a pro, eh? There's about 1,000 people in here. So don't forget to smash that like button. And for I heard on the grapevine there's 1 or 2 Jewish fans of Tottenham. So for those people, I hope you have a meaningful Yom Kippur, which I believe from someone who told me starts not long after kickoff. So if David's right, and I'm not saying he is, but let's just assume that David's right and we win 3-1 tonight. What does that mean for our prospects in, dare I say it, the Premier League, or just the people's attitudes towards Tottenham this year? Do you think they'll change any minds, or is it still going to be, oh, well, Arsenal didn't play very well, Tottenham haven't been tested, Ange isn't proven in the Premier League? What do you reckon?
Do you know what? I think, if you're assessing Ange's start to everything and, you're looking at it like this, you've gathered all the information, you've got all the files together, you've got all the reports, you've seen how he's playing the football, you've seen how he's talking to the media. If we go out and beat Arsenal at the Emirates today, it's like the stamp of authority on all that, saying, okay, we're here, this is official, we mean business, teams better watch out for us this season. Guys, this is a different Tottenham Hotspur to what we're used to over the last 3-4 seasons. So, for me, it's critical. It's critical, Paul, that we go out and we get this victory, not only for Ange, not only for the players, but for the fans as well. We've been needing a win over there in the backyard for a long, long time now. And I'm hoping that we're going to get over the line today. But how do you feel about it? What do you think it would say for us if we get the win today at the Emirates?
Premier League champions, man. Premier League champions.
That's what I want to hear.
You can't get any sense out of me. I love it when I hear football fans saying, "Oh no, I'm not biased. I'm as biased as all hell, man." So look, for me, if we win this game, that means already we've gained 8 points on what we did last season. We won against Man United. There was another result we got turned over as well. So it's 8 points, which is up to 68 points. But on a pro rata basis, we're on 99 already. So if you take number of games, number of points, and work out what it would be up to 38, we're on 99 points. Another 3 points, and I don't know, that would make us like 100 and 500 points or something. But I'm not ruling it out. If we're sniffing at Manchester City by the time we play them in December, then I don't know, man. But I like being the underdog, and I like everyone hating us, and I like everyone thinking that we haven't been tested and we're not cooked, and it's, all this rubbish about, if you play attacking football, you're going to come unstuck. That's never been the way. That's never ever been the way with football. Some of the, and I'm not comparing Tottenham to these teams, but the teams that have been successful, they play good attacking football, and I don't see any reason why we should be any different.
Yeah, no, spot on. And just the fact that we're going to their backyard doesn't mean that we change the way we play. All this nonsense about, we should maybe, retreat a bit and this and that, and you know, be careful for the first 20 minutes. I think the complete opposite. I think from the minute one, we just go at them, we harass them, we battle for every second ball. You know, we create those chances, and you know, maybe even nick an early goal. That would be fantastic. You know, in the
Just
opening.
quieten the stadium down a little bit. I call it stadium. Sorry, that's a big word for that shithole they live in. But yeah, just
Yeah,
quieten down.
yeah, that's what you got to do. That's what it's a derby, you know, Paul. You know, if we don't win those physical battles and we're not, you know, hard in the tackle, first to that second ball, then we can kiss our chances goodbye. So we got to have it on them, got to put it on them from the whistle, and I believe we can do that. We've got the players in there to do that. Paul, I'm wondering, you know, we heard from Dave, 3-1 prediction from Dave. I was wondering, how are you feeling about it, and what's your prediction?
Well, I started this morning, man. I started this morning at 1-0. And the problem is I've been on the Irish Hotspur pump up, and that gets me going a bit. But I didn't have a chance to do a prediction there. And I can't have Dave being more optimistic than me. I actually think that Arsenal could get an early goal, but I don't think it matters because they'll run out of puff. So I'm going 4-1. I'm going 4-1. Maybe even 5 in another 10 minutes. You know, 4-1. Yeah, I've got 4-1. 4-1. I just I just can't. Arsenal aren't firing. Arsenal aren't firing, and I don't think this is a game. Just as we came across last year, you know, when were we going to start firing? And then we played Arsenal, and it just all that, you know, is end of good night Vienna, you know. So you know, I'm going 4-1, man. Am I delusional? Am I a delusional fan? Should I be more realistic? No, of course I shouldn't. And I like this comment here by Chris 1962. Pressure's on Arsenal, and we know how they cope with pressure. They had fingertip on the Premier League trophy last year. It was theirs. You couldn't have thrown it away harder if you tried. So pressure is on Arsenal. Arteta's been there a while now. He's well into his project and just been here like a couple of weeks. And so I think that's the pressure being on Arsenal. I don't see any pressure being on us, you know. As long as we play football, I mean, the result isn't irrelevant, but I think a lot of fans will be happy just seeing us give it a go. And, well, wherever the cards fall, that's where they fall.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. And you know what, Paul? I'm loving your optimism. I'm loving the fact that you're going with a 4-1 win. And you know what? To be honest, I don't think it's too far from you know, possibility. I think we really do have, you know, killers in there. The fact that Maddison has come into this team and really, you know, as much as Bissouma's been a transformed man for us, Maddison has just been one hell of addition to the squad. And you know, the way he plays, his you know, quick feet, the finishing ability, everything that he's brought has been fantastic. And I just think that someone like him could be really the difference maker today. You know, a couple of chances for him, whipping that ball into the corner. I'm loving what James Maddison is doing, and I'm loving your optimism. And you know, doesn't it just breathe confidence throughout the whole club? And a lot of it is down to Big Ange. You know, a lot of it is down to Big Ange. Yes, the players have done their job. Yes, you know, individually they've been fantastic, and yes, the fans have got behind the team and you know, really supporting Big Ange. But if it wasn't for this man and coming into this team, and in less than 100 days, just the transformation he's made. I mean, you know, I can't speak more highly of him, Paul. And, you know, you being an Aussie, you've obviously known about Ange for longer than me. And, you know, you've probably been following his career a little bit more. What can you add to those words about our big man and what a special guy he is?
Well, I think as far as derbies go, Celtic had a fantastic record at Ibrox playing Rangers, where you don't even get any away fans. It's all Rangers. And really, Celtic didn't just win there; they took the piss. So I you know, the occasion, the atmosphere, I don't, it doesn't phase Ange one bit. I like comments like this by this guy here, Crazy Town. A lot of Tottenham, I think he's saying Tottenham fans being delusional. We're not going to batter Arsenal. We may get a win, but I think 2-2 makes sense. Both teams have had similar tests this season and in good form. I say to you, Crazy Town, the whole bloody point in football is to be delusional. If you're going to be watching the game in a little while, if you once shout at the TV, "Come on, you Spurs," you're being delusional. It's the whole point. It's all about emotion, man. I love being delusional about Tottenham. I saw someone else saying, "What am I on?" I'm on the heady juices of Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team the world has ever seen.
Come on.
So you've warmed to Ange pretty quickly. Did you see any of his interviews during the week with Gary Lineker or the press conference? Did anything pop out and stick in your mind?
Do you know what? It's his kind of down to earthness, which I, that's the way I can describe it. Which it really comes through in every interview. The one with Gary Lineker, the ones that he's done with other people. He's just very set in his views, in the way he wants to play football, in the route that he's taken to get to where he is at Spurs. He hasn't taken the easy route. He's gone the long way through Japan, through Scotland, through all these other countries. And I just think it's a beautiful story, really. And for him to be, at the pinnacle of his managerial career and taking, a huge job like Tottenham Hotspur, you can see how much it means to him. You can see how important it is for him to succeed. And basically, I just think that we've kind of hit the jackpot with Big Ange, to be, perfectly honest. Yeah, I can't speak any more highly of him. He's just been fantastic so far.
Well, he mentioned his path from Australia, and I can't emphasise how much that makes it difficult being a Greek migrant, where if your name's not Smith over here, you kind of look down upon. Plus, if you're playing football, if you're playing soccer, then no one takes you seriously. We've had a couple of glimmers where soccer has taken a spotlight recently in the Women's World Cup, and when Ange led us to win the Asian Cup in 2015. But you're not asking for an easy path in Australian sporting life if you go down the soccer route. To weather that and break out of it, you've got to be good. So compared to what he's been through, and also like his time when he's managing the Australia national team, Football Australia, the media, experts, all these private school rugby playing toffs were all against him because he wanted to play football the way he wanted to play it. And we struggled a bit to qualify for the World Cup, but we came good. We qualified for the World Cup, and Ange didn't say a word. He's a classy guy. He just said, "See you later, I'm off to Japan." Didn't start bad-mouthing anyone. Didn't leave a big stink bomb behind like Conte. He just went on his way. So, I think it's going to Highbury. He's just going to love it, man. He's just going to love it. So what are you thinking of the score here? Are you going to go 5-1? Are you going to trump me here, or what do you reckon, man?
Do you know what? Before David said his 3-1, that was going to be
benchmark, eh?
It was going to be. So you really came in and stole my thunder there. But yeah, I'm not gonna reassess it and change it. I'm gonna stick with what I thought before. I think we are gonna just nick it 3-1. I can see them, like you said,
nick it 3-1.
I can see them maybe nicking an early goal or something like that, and then us just coming back and just trouncing them. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 3-1. Spurs win. I think Son's gonna get a goal. And Johnson's going to get a goal on his debut. Why not? Come on, Brennan, young Brennan, speedy legs. Hopefully, can break through their lines and get his first goal for Tottenham.
So I'm looking through the comments here. I'm seeing a lot of Oh no, there's a lot of draws in here. There's a lot of draws, and there's people saying, "Oh, I'd take the draw now." So
There's
that I
the
want.
opposition. Guys, come on.
I
Come
don't
on.
want. I don't understand that. It's like, would you take a draw now? No. I'd rather have 3 points or 1 point or 0 points and watch a nice game of football.
Mm.
Um.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. Arrogant will crumble like they did last year. I love that, crumbling. And I think they're probably, when you come that close and you stuff it up so badly, no wonder they've, I mean, they beat PSV the other night, who apparently didn't play very well. But I'm sure that's going to be in their heads, isn't it? That they came close and they just took their foot off the gas and couldn't do it. Well,
The bottlers, Paul. It's in their DNA, you know. Everybody knew. I got a cousin who's a City fan, and I remember speaking, to him, way before, back in February or wherever it was, and they were top of the league. And I said, "Are you worried about not winning the league?" He said, "It's Arsenal, Amir. It's Arsenal. There's no way we're not winning the league." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "So." He said, "Yeah." I said, "All right, I wasn't worried then." And we all saw what happened. They bottled it. They are bottlers. They're masters of it. They could teach degrees in it. So I think that they're just gonna do the same today. They're gonna absolutely bottle it. They're not ready for Ange Ball. They're not ready for the pace in our team. They're not ready for Johnson. They're not ready for Kulu. They think that their midfield is supreme over ours. I don't even know who this Vieira guy is. He's useless. Yeah, we got Basuma, we got Sarr, we got Madison. I'm not.
on Steve Perriman's last podcast, he mentioned Madison and Basuma. He didn't say they're as good as, but he mentioned them in the same breath as Glenn Hoddler's and Ozzy Ardil is. In that, he said the ball is theirs. When they get the ball, they just don't lose it, and their confidence take it up in any area of the pitch. It doesn't matter if there's two men running on them; they just go past them.
Yeah.
I mean, Basuma was. I mean, he was unlucky not to score against Sheffield United when he just darted into the box. He knows exactly. He keeps it simple. He knows where to put the ball that ensures that one of our players or himself gets it, but it's out of the reach of the other lot. But it's so fine margins. It's so exciting to watch.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And you know what? It gives me confidence as well, Paul. We've got quality all over the pitch. When you look at our starting lineup to last season versus Arsenal to this one, and you're looking at let's start at defense with Mickey van der Ven in there alongside Romero. How much confidence does that give you? Just that going into this game. Solid defense, solid backline. Udoji in there, Pedro Porro who can attack and play, whipping a mean ball. It's just we're a team transformed. We are a team transformed, and for all these guys in the comments going for a draw, come on, get out of that that kind of mood. We're going for the 3 points. We're going for the win. We're gonna go party the night away in North London at their backyard. So yeah, come on, let's get behind the team, Paul.
And I think what might catch Arsenal on the hop a bit is, when we're up in their half, if we do lose the ball, we win it back pretty quickly, And I think, if Arsenal are a little bit cocky and they think, oh, we've got the ball, let's go into an attacking formation. Let's see if I can remember what Arteta wrote on the whiteboard with all the squiggly lines and hieroglyphs. They've got to compute that. By the time they've done that, we've won the ball back. They're out of shape, and it's 1-0 to the Spurs, or 2-0, 3-0.
That's it. Yeah, we got to go at them. We got to go at them. If they're there for the taking, Paul, they're there for the slaughter. We just got to go and do our job and run all over them.
I always wear a Spurs shirt the day after a game. It's kind of, and sometimes it's been hard to do that. I kind of take the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, but it'd be nice just to walk around Sydney tomorrow, just seeing if there's any. Although after we beat Man United, I didn't see any Man United shirts out. They're very fair weather fans over here, but I just want them to know I know.
For sure, for sure. Well, you definitely won't see any Arsenal shirts around the place after we stomp all over them today.
No, I mean, I do Uber for a living, and I do pick up the odd Arsenal fan. I wouldn't drop them off anywhere near a school, of course, but I'm responsible like that. But we'll see how we go tomorrow. All right, Amir, we'll wrap it up now. Ben and Sim are back with a watch along, probably 15 minutes. Yep. Or whoever's there. I don't know if it's going to be Ben and Sim, but We Are Tottenham TV will be back. Where can people find you, Amir, and what's it all about?
Yeah, people can find me over on Israel Uncovered, trying to just show off the Holy Land, doing my thing over here as a tour guide. You can obviously pop over to Tottenham on tour as well. I try and do a show with Daigle every now and again over on there. And apart from that, guys, come on, let's get behind the team today. Crack open a little beer at home, get the snacks ready, put that TV on full blast, and let's enjoy the match today, guys. Come on.
Well, it's the kickoff's at 11 p.m. here, but luckily my neighbours are having a party on the roof, so I'm going to turn it right up. So I want to hear. I'll be listening for the Blue and White Army to be cheering away. All right, folks, that's good. I'm going to leave it there. You can find me. My name's Paul on the Hotspur Hippie channel. It's a YouTube channel. You know how that all works. If you want to go over there and click like and subscribe, that's cool. But until next time, when hopefully we're looking at facing off against Liverpool and doing a number on them as well, I'll say peace and love, man, and come on, you Spurs.